Boom. All right, with this time I'm going to mute all, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to unmute if you have a question as we go through the daily assignment. Plus, I will be asking questions, so you'll be able to unmute yourself, but don't just unmute yourself randomly, okay? Thank you. Here comes a few more people. I think Krish is coming in. I wonder where Maceo is.
Maybe he's still sleeping. He stayed up late.
Always here.
Who is that? Zach, was that you?
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see the little Scooby-Doo guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Angry Zach.
And now, can you see my daily assignment?
Yes.
All right. So they changed the setup here a little bit, so it's a lot easier now. So learn it. But I'm gonna mute you all now, but you can unmute yourselves when you have a question. So let's do the screen share again. Instead of looking for files now, I just have to press my laptop screen and it pops right up, which is very nice. So here we go. And again, you can unmute yourself if you have a question. So The Little Prince, we're now through chapter 5. I hope you're enjoying the sound of the recording and the pictures. It's a really odd story, strange and mysterious. So answer these questions today. When the little prince sees the airplane for the first time, what does he say? Also, I will usually post the chapters early. Like yesterday, I posted them late afternoon because I already had the video finished. So feel free to look and see if it's early if you want something to do or need something to read, or you can actually get ahead. We have the California Gold Rush, and there's a really cool site that describes the California Gold Rush with a little history video.
That's why I was late.
And really all kinds of authentic pictures that were taken back then because photography had just been developed. So there's actual photographs of the California Gold Rush on this site right here. It's really, really awesome looking. I had a fun time looking through that yesterday.
Bagby,
Yes.
I have a question about the California Gold Rush.
Okay.
Were they actually called 49ers?
Well, that was the nickname that was assigned, that was given to them because so many came from across the country. They traveled, thousands of miles for that gold. And since most of them traveled in 1849, they were called 49ers. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
And then San Francisco football team took that name as their football name.
I've never liked the 49ers.
It's kind of like in Baltimore, their team is called the Ravens because of the famous Edgar Allan Poe poem, The Raven, because Edgar Allan Poe is one of the most famous former residents of Baltimore.
Was he in Baltimore when he created the poem?
I'm pretty sure he was. So mute yourself again unless you have a question. Now I want everybody to unmute yourself. I know.
Hooray!
Here we go. Say the words after I say them. Details.
Detail.
Develop.
Develop.
Diagram.
Diagram.
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Division.
Division.
I need to hear everybody's voice. Effect.
Effect.
Elect.
Elect.
Endangered.
Endangered.
Event.
Event.
Examine.
Examine.
Example.
Example.
Experience.
Experience.
Fatal.
Fatal.
Flexible.
Flexible.
Curious.
Curious.
Gathered.
Gathered.
Now look at this next one. The G there, but it's a J sound. Gist.
Gist. Gist.
Infer.
Infer.
Intelligent.
Intelligent.
All right, we'll go over the next row tomorrow, but today, you can mute yourselves again. I'm going to show you what I want you to do with writing your sentences with the punctuation marks. Let's see.
What is that?
First of all, I'm going to bring up the punctuation jungle. Can you see punctuation jungle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I love this new system. This new way they have doing it is so much easier. I don't have to log out of the share. It's fantastic. Punctuation jungle. This is these are called infographics. I love them. The quality is just so good. And you can review these, what the comma is and how we use the comma. Of course, the period is there, the question mark, the exclamation point, the fantastic semicolon used to connect independent clauses, so you don't have to use a conjunction. I love the semicolon. The dash, the hyphen, the difference between the hyphen and the dash, it's fascinating. And then there's the M dash. What? There's the hyphen. How can you tell the difference? It's their length. The hyphen is the smallest. Then the dash, the N dash is a little bit bigger. And the M dash is even bigger than that. You've got the colon, which introduces a list of things or separates time and hour and minutes. The parentheses, brackets. Brackets are very similar to parentheses, but they're a little more serious. When you see a bracket, it means you better pay attention to that.
Wait, look, they put brackets inside of the parentheses.
Oh,
that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got something.
What?
I use brackets whenever I play a game for a team. You do the brackets to show the team name, and then you put your name after that.
Wow. You got braces, which are those real fancy things on your computer keypad that have they look kind of like the side of a face with the nose poking out. Quotation marks, of course. I love the ellipsis, by the way. I probably overuse it, but the ellipsis is great. In writing and printing, it indicates all kinds of things. So read through there, the apostrophe, and that is your infographic. If I were you, I would save this as a PDF like I did. Now, let's do an example of what I asked you to do. It says use words in the first 10 words above, additional through coast, and then use some of these punctuation marks. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to look and see the word additional, okay? So there's my word additional. I've been tasked to write sentences, so I'm going to use the sentences, the words, while using punctuation marks. Here we go. I'm going to write an imperative sentence. Please bring the additional following items.
That
Colon.
makes no sense.
Let's see, bread, pickles, hammers. Let's see, ketchup, packets,
Mustard.
and onions. That sounds like a fun picnic, doesn't it?
No.
You forgot the
And also the please.
Yeah.
All right. So what were all the marks that I put? I obviously used what? What's this?
Colon,
What are these?
commas, and
I put the and down there, right?
But that please
Let's try another one.
additional following items makes no sense whatsoever.
How come there's a big arrow that goes we?
Because it says, for example, I said, look at the sentence. Get to know these words by using them in your writing these last 3 weeks. For example, this activity right here. That's what that means. So I'm going to choose another word now. I'm going to choose the word agreeable.
Agreeable? Really? Agreeable?
My wonderful, agreeable
Oh, Lord.
Uncle Marty.
Oh, God. Oh,
the
Mary.
president of the bank lent me $1 million. Exclamation point. So
Uncle Mary, the
my
president.
my wonderfully agreeable Uncle Uncle Marty, sorry, not Mary. That's Uncle Marty. My wonderfully agreeable, fix that.
Uncle Mary.
Uncle Marty, the president of the bank, lent me $1 million, and president should not be capitalized there. That is a mistake on my part. So what you just seen me do here right in front of you is constructing a sentence, paying attention to what marks I should use, and using them. Here I use the dash. Where's the dash? There's the dash. The president of the bank lent me $1 million, and then how did I end the sentence?
With an exclamation point. You also use a hyphen.
I did. It actually, both of these, there you go.
Should be hyphens.
Right, not dashes. So my wonderfully agreeable Uncle Marty, the president of the bank, lent me $1 million. So you get the idea. You go up here.
Oh my God.
Mexico, you're upside
You go
down.
from additional to coast. You've got 10 words, and then you create 10 sentences, and you just make sure that you're using these different punctuation marks. And any questions about that? Okay. Again, if you forget what some of these are, well, that's why I gave you the punctuation jungle, managing the punctuation jungle. Infographics are great. They really are. I think they're fantastic. Moving on. Let's see. Somebody unmute. I'd like to hear from a couple people to tell us about one of the books that you're reading right now. Anybody can unmute. Tell us what book that you're reading.
I do.
I will.
No, I will.
Okay, let's go with, let's see. Zach.
Okay.
I'm the one.
Zach, go ahead.
So when Harry got off the Hogwarts train, so there's a Death Eater at the school, like.
So first of all, tell us what book you're reading. Yes, but what is it?
The Half-Blood Prince.
The Half-Blood Prince. Okay, go on.
So when before Harry goes to school, he goes and gets like all of his school items. So he went to his best and brother's joke shop, and they saw his enemy walking by, so they followed him under an invisibility cloak, and then they found out. So earlier they went to the robe shop, and they saw that he wasn't letting the person that gives them robes let her see his left arm. And then when he went to a dark art shop, he showed the person that owns the shop the thing on his left arm, which shows that he is a Death Eater.
Okay, Zach, your description just now was fantastic. I would love to see that level of description that you just used your brain with words and you described something in your book really well. And I would love to see you transfer that to your actual sentences that you write about your book. Okay? Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody else share.
Me.
Haley, go ahead.
I'm reading a book that my grandma gave me called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and Harry's son, Albus Severus Potter, got put into Slytherin, and he doesn't like that very much, so then he tries to jump out of the train on his second year.
Oh.
and it turns out the lady that sells like all the cakes and stuff to them, she's actually been working there for hundreds of years,
Wow.
and she tries to put them back in because multiple people tried to do that. And apparently her treats turn into explosives, and she has claws.
Hey, oh my goodness. Now that's a follow-up to the Harry Potter series, right?
Yeah.
That's like books beyond the series,
Right.
the 7 books.
Yeah,
Let's have one more share.
Me.
Zoe, go ahead.
What?
I am reading wait. I am reading Diary of an 8-Bit Warrior.
An aphid warrior?
Yeah.
Wow.
8-bit?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the same book I'm reading on Sora. That's the exact same fiction book I'm reading in Sora.
I'm reading the
Zoe,
second
what's it about?
I'm reading the second book.
Oh.
Oh.
It's about a villager who wants to be a warrior to protect its village.
Okay.
So something fantastic happened. Their school was actually training villagers. There were 150 students. And only 5 of them get to become true warriors. So they're trained to be it.
Thank you very much. We'll have other people share tomorrow. I want you to focus again on, let me enlarge this a little bit. And I want to read these together because you need to remember this as you're writing your narrative. And you should be working now on a narrative. Let me tell you what's going to happen with these final writing pieces. Your final writing pieces, you're going to have a narrative one, a persuasive one, and an informational one. These are going to be saved and actually sent to your 4th grade teachers as the last example of your best writing so they can see where you are when you start school in the fall. So I will be collecting these and sharing them with your 4th grade teachers. And when you get placed, I will send them to them so they can see what your writing is like.
Do you know who all of our 4th grade teachers will
I do
be?
not know. I will not find that out until much later in the summer, but I will save them all in a file and I will forward them to them. So let's start with ideas and let's just read through these together. You ready? Unmute. Everybody unmute.
Mr. Bagby.
Here we go. Ready? Read with me. I'm going to point to it. Begin. Ideas. I use a strong topic. I use strong details to make my writing interesting. Read out loud. I stick to the topics so my writing is clear and makes sense. Read along with me. Ready? Begin. Read along with me. Organization.
My writing has a strong beginning.
I put things in order so my writing makes sense. My writing has a strong ending. Next one. Word choice. I choose words carefully. I use strong words to paint a picture in the reader's mind. I use juicy words to make my writing sparkle. But let's stop right there. What do you think juicy words mean? That they're dripping with orange juice?
No.
No.
Yes.
Apple juice.
Oh.
Not orange juice or no orange juice, apple juice.
So what does it mean by juicy words?
No grape juice.
No apple.
What do you think that metaphor means? Juicy words.
Ooh, that you're using really strong words.
Very good, Zachary. Thank
I was
you.
gonna say strong words.
Strong words is a good way to say it. Words that really reflect exactly what you want to say. Let's move on. With me, begin. Voice. My writing has a style. My writing sounds like me. My personality shines through my writing. Read again. Here we go. Begin. Convention. I use capital letters.
I use
Periods, exclamation points, question marks. I read spaces between words.
I check my
spelling.
spelling.
And lastly, sentence fluency. My writing flows smoothly and is easy to read. I start each sentence differently. I have long and short sentences. Very good. Something to keep in mind as you write, because those six traits of writing are not what I created. Those will go through 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, and on up. So keep working on your narrative story. I would like you to include some descriptive paragraphs in your narrative, because you can't just write narrative. You have to describe things too. Gifted thinking skills. There are 7 very tricky visual riddles today.
I got them all right in
Good.
under 20 seconds.
There's civilizations, how they began. It's not a long video. So list the ways civilizations began, mentioned in the video. How do they begin? And then again, we're coming down to, you should be deciding what place on earth you want to do your tour guide. You're going to be the tour guide. You're going to collect pictures and data, and you're going to lead us on a tour of the place that you pick.
Can we do like Area 51 or something?
It'd be what?
Area 51.
There are some areas, I still have to approve them. That is not a possible area because you can't do anything with it because it's an area that's
It's a military base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
military.
Just like you
base.
can't
No
do
one lives
MacDill, you can't do MacDill military base either because our government does not post pictures of military
bases.
places for obvious safety reasons.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. I don't know why you wouldn't figure that out.
So don't go out of your way to try to pick something that's not going to have a lot of information.
Okay.
Try to pick a place that
I
you
woke
know
up
you're gonna
at
be able to get
6
a lot
and
of
I
stuff.
finished your assignment.
Can I do like Athens?
It has to be modern Athens.
It would have, yeah, it has to be
History.
modern day. It has to be the modern day.
Mr. Bagby, I woke
The modern
up
day
at
Athens,
6.
excuse me.
It has to be
Nope.
modern day.
There'll still be a lot of history in it, but it'll be the modern pictures.
Mr. Bagby.
All right, let me get through this part.
Mr.
I'd
Bagby.
like you, hold on a second. Let me get through this part. The data for your place, you'll have to know what hemisphere you're in, northern, southern, eastern, western, what continent your place is, what country it's in, and then I want you to try and find out the latitude and longitude of the place that you're going to be sharing.
If you were to do Egypt, how would you say country it's in? Like,
It
how
is the country. So you'll have to be specific about that.
Oh, I'm doing Cairo. I'm doing
Yeah,
Cairo, Alexandria.
Cairo, Egypt.
I'm doing Colorado.
I'm doing Orlando, Florida.
I'm doing Cairo, modern day Alexandria.
Could I do the Everglades?
Modern day Alexandria.
Can I do Colorado?
Everglades.
Colorado is approved. I mean,
Can I do
Colorado is
Mexico?
fine. You have to be a little more specific because it's an entire state.
so you would have to go focus on one main place.
The Rocky Mountains, you can do Denver, you can do different specific
Can
spots.
I do the Northern Lights?
That's not a place.
That's not a
No.
place.
You can do a place that
I'm not
has the
writing a
Northern
picture.
Lights.
You want-
I'll do Denver.
Look, I'm working on Cairo. I'm working on Alexandria, and then
I'm working on Denver.
I want to emphasize again that some of you are not doing the quizzes. Today it's punctuation. And
I am.
if I were to do this family fun in my house right now, the total would be, let's see, gosh.
My total was
19.
138.
Two people, 119. The average age would be 59 and a half. My wife is 60 and I'm 59. So the range is just not even a full year. So yeah, we're ancient.
Mine is 100. Mine is 138.
Mine's 6.
Now to do the average age, you have to total it up and then divide it by the number of people in your house. That'll give you your average age.
I have 6.
How do you divide
Speaking of
138?
hemispheres, clearly the vast majority of human beings live in the northern hemisphere.
Wait a minute. So that means that it's a total of only 10% of people that live in the
That's
northern hemisphere,
below the
southern
equator.
hemisphere, eastern
Only
hemisphere.
10% of the planet of humans lives below the equator. That's pretty wild. And again, Little Prince is down here. If you need to reread it, but again, I made those videos. I can't help but say I am a little proud of making those because I set up my little mini studio. I think they look wonderful. I think they're clear to read.
I couldn't see your mini
really enjoy
videos.
them.
I didn't
I would
see
put your
it.
headphones on. I'll be right there in your head, Mr. Bagby.
So I'm doing Giza
With my head.
and Alexandria.
All right. We're going to stop the share now. Boy, I love this new share. It just shows the screen. I don't have to, I can go back and forth. That's fantastic. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 people. Let's see who's not here.
My mom wrote this.
Say here when I say your name. I see Cheyenne is here. Macy is here. Is Eli here?
No.
Is Jeffrey here?
No.
Is Zoe here? Yes.
Yes.
Josiah? Yes. Gun? Yes. Kyla? Yes.
Yes.
Graham? Yes.
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Trish?
Yes.
Yes. Rohan?
Yes.
Milo?
Yeah.
I know
no.
Milo's not here. He had a doctor appointment this morning.
Oh yeah.
And Haley?
Here.
Here. Okay, great. All right, guys. If you don't have any other questions, we'll have another Zoom meeting
Do we have
tomorrow.
a share?
I'm
Can we
gonna stop